welcome back, and moving on to our second segment of today, talking about Decent Life Initiative and the role of the civil society in this initiative. While over the phone we have Dr. Mostafa Wali, former Federation of Industries Under Secretary. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
So, first of all, talking about the Egypt's Sustainable Development Goals and the importance of the Decent Life Initiative.
First of all, congratulations for celebrating the 30th of June day, a very important day in our modern history and for the future, inshallah. So, when it comes to this initiative, I mean for the sustainable development, it is actually an UN initiative, but we have our vision as Egypt, and it was formulated and followed so far to up to 2030. The importance of this, to follow these broad lines of real progress, actually, for the Egyptian life and Egyptian people, it is formulated and followed so far, and hopefully it will be carried on this way until 2030, inshallah, maybe more and longer after that, because it's based on the basic and the most important thing of satisfying the aspiration and the hopes of the Egyptian people. And it's taken care of in a serious way and implemented and followed up seriously. So that's the most important thing to tell about this sustainable development goal. When it comes to specific items in this goal, in this sustainable development achievement or goals for objectives for us, it starts with the most important of them all. It is exactly to improve the quality of life and standards of living of the Egyptian people. And this will entail a lot of efforts, a lot of introduction of new systems to develop the real situation and making it better for the Egyptian people at large. First, most important thing, to eradicate, if possible, to eradicate the concept of poverty. And this is the real challenge, the most important challenge. A lot of success so far have been through this, and this is an initiative. Of course, it means there will be no hunger. By the way, these are the stipulations stipulated in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And then comes the other thing. We can adopt and we will follow. I mean, according to our situation, every country has its own situation, but we manage even according to the standards of the United Nations special Sustainable Development Goals to improve our position for the year from year 2019 to 2020. We have passed some 9 points ahead, and our ranking is excellent, and our score, because there is a score for the indicator of this sustainable development. We have a very good score, and it's optimistically that we will be getting more and more improvement in our position in the global positioning concerning this goal.
Just allow me, sir, to move on to take a look at this report to show more about all the achievements that took place when it comes to the 4,500 villages, the developments that took place, and providing them with the basic needs, actually. We have a lot of this in this respect. Let's check it out together, and we'll be back.
Great.
Within the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the initiative Decent Life was launched with the aim to improve the quality of life in Egypt's rural communities within the framework of Egypt's Vision 2030 through reducing multidimensional poor living conditions and unemployment rates. The initiative follows 4 pillars: improving the standards of living and investing in human capital, developing infrastructure, raising the quality of human development services, and economic development. The initiative has shown that it succeeded in providing job opportunities by supporting small and medium enterprises. The first phase of the initiative had been launched to cover 375 villages all over Egypt, while the second phase, launched in January, raised the targeted villages to 1,500 and the number of beneficiaries to 20% of the country's total population. In the same respect, Assistant to Minister of Planning for Sustainable Development, Gamil Helmi, unveiled that 89% of the budget allocated within the first phase of Decent Life initiative was directed to Upper Egypt, who had received 8.5 billion Egyptian pounds. The official elaborated that wastewater and drinking water projects were implemented within the first phase of the initiative. He elaborated that healthcare units were added, schools and classrooms built and upgraded, and many roads were rehabilitated. According to the Minister of Planning, Dr. Hala Saeed, the initiative includes 4,500 villages and targets to improve the lives of 58 million Egyptians. The total investments allocated to the initiative amount to more than 500 billion Egyptian pounds. The goals of the initiative includes various fields of people's lives. These sectors include rehabilitating houses, building ceilings for those that lack them, and building residential communities in villages in need, connecting the houses to water supply, wastewater, natural gas, and electricity networks, providing medical services, building hospitals and healthcare units, improving the quality of schools and establishing literacy classrooms, expanding economic empowerment, vocational training, and employment through micro, small, and medium enterprises, bolstering food supply chains and providing subsidized food. Saeed added that according to the protocol, cooperation will take place on the integration and coordination of efforts made in implementing a presidential initiative, A Decent Life, to unite the state's efforts in the fight of poverty to relieve the burdens of citizens, especially the neediest families in rural communities.
بحب مصر والتراب ده بتاعها. بحب مصر وتراب مصر.
Welcome back. Dr. Mostafa, talking about all policies that are adopted, first talking about to eliminate poverty, discrimination of women and girls, many actually policies that took place to provide better environment and better standards of living to Egyptians in general.
No, right. Well, if we get back to the main issue, I mean the initiative, I mean United Nations initiative concerning this sustainable goals, sustainable development goals. You know, it was introduced, and we took care of it actually even in our formulation of some new laws concerning the environment. That the sustainability of and the compromise for the environment, plus a lot of other issues. Some of them, for example, you know, the issue of equality, gender equality, you know, between women and men. That's essential because this is a parameter where you can see exactly whether it's a fair society when it comes to dealing with the two sexes, I mean, the men and women. Frankly speaking, we are doing good in this, and even our awareness as people, because you mentioned this, by the way, our awareness as nations, as people for this issue is rising and is firm, and is something we should be proud and keep up with it, you know, and especially the latest laws of the last few days. Talking about this, there is a lot, you know, actually it's 17 goals by the United Nations set up, but of course it can be exactly, you cannot say what is what, but there are the main. For example, another issue when it comes to this, if you don't mind, I could tell you that governance It is very important. And fair social treatment for all the parties, for all the people, for all the sectors of the country, of the society, is very important. It is taken care of actually in our laws now and in our procedure when it comes to dealing with youth, with labor, and every aspect. Because in this case, we have to prove that we are comprehending to the most important issue, changing the Egyptian people's life for better. And this is the slogan of the president and the government, and we are working on it. The only thing is that we should totally, as nation, get together to be sure that nothing can be done unless we are all the same man, the same people who are thinking of their future together, to build it together.
And also talking about the importance of the civil society in such projects and in such policies adopted as well.
Yeah. Sure, the civil society, because they are the grassroots, by the way, and they are in the daily touch with the people. And also, it's the people, by the people, for the people at certain areas where badly needed. The only thing is that this civil society must be clear that its mission is voluntary work, and so sincere that this volunteership or this volunteer work is just, self-initiative, and then group of people believe in things which is actually adopted by the system and the government. So to help, and their community where they are part of their community, will feel this, they will feel their sincerity, they will help, and this will add actually a great help for, I think this will help a lot in the success of the main or the big achievement, the big aims of this social development goal. That's my understanding for the civil society role. By the way, never mind the area. So not the physical, not the geographical area. The area of activity, whether it's culture, with social, with economic, with whether it's in healthcare or whatever.
Right.
Very important.
Right, Dr. Mostafa Wali, former Federation of Industries Undersecretary. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Right, and with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.